Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jani Ganeshan, your moderator for the day. We warmly welcome you to the second session of our webinar series, which is organized as a part of our thinking to guide you towards your dream of starting your own practice. All of you would agree if I tell you that the most distinctive feature of being a chartered accountant is the mandatory practical training that we had to undergo, which molded us to a set of futuristic professionals. We are well known for thinking out of the box, bringing real-world solutions to the real-world problems. This is why, from the trainee days onwards, we always dreamt of having our own practice. By now, some of you would have already reached your dream as well. However, there could be few of you who either gave up your dream or who are not sure how to kick off the journey. In today's session, we have an eminent and a profound speaker who will take you through the journey of acquiring a firm and developing the practice via sharing his own experience of acquiring a firm and the insights that he has gathered throughout his career as a finance professional. Without further ado, let me welcome our speaker for the day, Mr. Saman Srilal, the managing partner at RTA Sri Lanka and a council member of CA Sri Lanka. Mr. Saman Srilal, over to you.
Thank you, Jani. Also, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy that our chairman, Mr. Subhasinghe, also on the screen. Thank you giving me an opportunity basically to explore myself to my colleague friends, our CA members who are joining with us. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to give a small introduction to you. Give me about 2-3 minutes to the participants. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure, Tishan. Sure, Tishan. Go ahead. Yes.
This is Tishan. Now, last week we started our 18 session program, and the last week session happened to be starting your own practice afresh. And SCB chairman, SCB Corporate's president partner, Dr. Chamar Bandara spoke. And today the session is acquire a firm and develop the practice. So now, ladies and gentlemen, two different things. Now, starting a firm from the scratch and developing, it's a different ball game, and acquiring a firm, an ongoing firm, and then developing it the way that you want would be another strategy. And why we selected Mr. Saman Srilal, because he has done it not once, he has done it twice. I could remember when we both were partners in our previous firm, our managing partner requested both of us to go and do a due diligence in acquiring a fairly small size firm. I could remember we went there, did our due diligence, produced a report also, and then someone managed it for some time, and we saw, when you acquire a firm, there are certain aspects to be considered. And financing need to be arranged if you don't have a build-up capital. When you try to arrange finance, it's a service entity, banks got certain concerns. Then you need to tackle those. So someone has done all these things, right? And then when you look at the client's portfolio, the ability to generate cash flows, there are certain one-off engagement, and the relationship between the clients, the previous owner. Sometimes that happens when it comes to sole proprietorship type of practices. The clients happen to be so much close with the previous owner, and it's very difficult to again to build up that relationship and continue when you acquire a firm. And then after acquiring, in terms of managing staff, the culture, there's a culture, and we are used to a different culture, and here you want to bring in all accepted best practices. You need to enhance quality standards. So the environment, within the firm might get a bit shaken up. So all these, managing all these things, it's a different art, and you will not learn these things in an MBA also, right? Unless you have really gone through the mill and learn this. So that's why I believe Mr. Saman Srilal is the best person to speak in this regard. And later on, he acquired RTA Sri Lanka. I could remember for the first meeting, I also accompanied him. And then I saw how he acquired it, how he negotiated funding, then how he developed it. Now he has opened many branches. We are very happy to see. So I'm sure that Mr. Saman Srilal will be able to add a lot of value to the audience. So that's what I just wanted to highlight. Saman, over to you. All the best for your session. Saman?
Yes, Tishan. Yes, Tishan.
Yeah,
Thank you
over
for
to
your
you.
kind words. Give me a second. Right. Thank you, Dishan, for kind words and sharing experience. Basically, what we had that when we were in the video, and as you correctly said, our engagement partner, the weekly meetings, daily meetings, and following up, it's a different culture, and we both know that how it was tough and difficult, and also how end of the day we actually brought up a very successful togetherness with all practice, with modern practice. So it somehow finally got engaged together. So it's a good start, Dishan. You made it for me to outline the contents of this program, and thank you, Jani, moderating the session. So I'm going to actually complete end of the session around 10 points. There are plenty of points, but I shortlisted somehow to 10 points. One of the, as Chairman explained, the method of financing. Then what are the matters need to be key areas where we need to consider. Then the background of the prospective firm, a lot of points we need to discuss, and the importance of the existing staff, and the continuity of existing clients. I will take you through very interesting stories when we discuss about the continuity of existing clients, and challenge is the compliance is with the accounting and auditing framework, or the right governance to be placed in. Again, it's a challenge. So structure of the new firm, how it's going to be. All the SMPs, the medium level firms, how they are placed in their organizations, and what the thought of the mindset they have. So it's a challenge again, how they need to put up their new firm because of the capital and all concerns they take into consideration. So we will discuss in detail about the structure of them, and then the attending to clients related matters. It's not like a conference call, it's not like a taking call, it's not like a Zoom. It's a different ball game when you attend to the owner manage businesses, or also family businesses. It's a different challenge again. So then strategies, how do we how we expand the business. So there are a lot of strategies where we need to discuss about the expansion. Then I actually personally brought up this point, opening up branches. I would like to actually share that knowledge. A lot of practitioners, they are asking someone, what is the method of doing all these things, you being a chartered accountant stationed in Colombo, and how you are going to practice opening up so many branches. So it's another challenge, as well as interesting points, and also very cultural changes you need to make it and share the knowledge among the students around in the country. So I will take you through that even when I discuss about the branches. So method of financing. So let's start the discussion. Is quite interesting, and I really appreciate everyone's attention throughout, and have you can post your questions to Jani and myself in the chat box, or the Q&A session we can take it. So as our chairman explained, the method of financing, it is a really challenge. Why the banks or any other financial institutions, they don't grant financing facilities without collaterals. So how we are going to open up a firm without some sort of the collaterals? Now, do you believe that these clients' business can keep a collateral to the bank? Yes, it can. Actually, I must tell thanks, and my friend Chairman Tishan helped me a lot during the time of I acquire this business within one word. Okay, let's go, my dear. So that's the understanding. So you need to have some sort of confident people around you, and we need to convince to the banks and also the financial institutions how we are going to get the funds and settle their dues. That is why they are asking collaterals. So we managed to get I will take you through in detail the list of the clients, and also how is the composition of those dues from the customers based on the past history, and how much they have collected, and the sort of free cash flows like other normal businesses. I managed to prepare a sort of cash flow statement based on the receipt and payments what this partnership has brought. Even in the practice, even recently, one of the firm I helped to buy the bank assist to obtain the loan. So it's banks and also own source of funds. Then the other financial methods, you can use other financial methods, meaning that you need to see that whether you have a relied friends, relied people where you are around, not at a very huge margin of interest rate, but at a very lower rate than the market rate, because of the risk is very high. You know the what you are going to buy. So therefore you need to arrange a better financial arrangement to buy the business, so, or the practice. So going on, financing, the method of financing is a very a serious call, or strategy that you should use. Why? That you are going to recover out of the business, which meaning that from the businesses what you are going to get, you are going to settle these dues, the amount you are going to pay for the seller. So method of financing is quite interesting, and moving on, some of the key areas where we need to consider before acquire the business. Now, while we are considering these key areas, when we acquire a business, you need to concentrate on why the seller sell this firm. Why the seller sell this firm? There are so many reasons. So all these reasons take into consideration when you practice after you buy this firm. So therefore you need to take into consideration why this particular practicing firm or the practitioner, meaning proprietor or partnership, going to sell this business. These are really quite interesting, and also matters for on your cash flow and also your continuity of the business. So there are so many reasons which I have detailed in the slides, but there are so many. Even one of friend yesterday talked to me and asked, someone, I have a planning, now I have completed my tax institute exams, and I have completed now going to complete my MBA tax, and I'm about to complete the chartered examination. Now, do you find some businesses for me some practicing firm. And also he has found one or two due to some of the reasons, but which I have detailed here. One is the due to health, right? Some of the practitioners, because of their age and all, their health status, they want to sell the business. And also some of the partners, based on their understanding, retire. And some of the businesses, they make continuous losses. Now, previous months, I mean, during the pandemic, there are a lot of offers came, right? But what I said that, friends, let's play a little bit different game. Like, need to sell the firm will go somehow. Like that is how actually that is also Tishan initiated to a bank loan to pay allowances and all these things. Those came to the picture, and we managed to actually make them continue the business. So it's losses. Some of the practitioners, they cannot bear. It's not because of anything else. The way they are handling the business. Right, I'm telling even not to before acquire business who are actually currently carrying out the business. Also, we need to understand how do we run the organization, or especially when come to a practice like this auditing practice, because we don't know tomorrow based on the requirement or the regular requirement tomorrow who is going to do the our engagement. Someone else will going to do the engagement, and we don't want to complain because of that he has taken out and this and that thing. We don't want. We need to manage. So making losses is I think it's personal. I believe the way you are running the organization, the way you are managing the business, I will take you through in detail on this. Then the low growth. Yeah, some people actually, all the practitioners, members who are expecting to grow like others. As I think some people who attended yesterday, Mr. Ravi Javadana, he mentioned that don't look at others, look at yourself. No, so he nicely articulated some of the examples. So it's quite interesting and quite true for me. I don't want to go how my friend is going, how my earlier firm is going, how the other big firms are going. I should have a passion and a way of going myself. I don't need to look at others how they are doing. I need to have my own plan. So growth the growth will come. The way you are approaching the business, the base. So then the other matter, there are no trainees. The last 2-3 years, and also when come to the closings to the peak period, people are coming and complaining how you are going to find people. It's a tough task. Do you have trainees? No, we don't get trainees. Only those trainees are going to big firms, and because that and this thing, lot of reasons coming up. No, it's not. We need to strategize our HR. We need to think about what are the trainees are expecting and how we need to manage the trainees. My friends knows that how I tough on trainees. It is very tough because it is not because of anything else. Nothing is personal. But the question is, we need to understand what are the trainees expecting from a practitioner. Some of the practitioners, they have not seen for years and years those trainees. They are just signing articles, but they are get on the phone calls and all these things are happening, but not really actively participating with the training involvement. Right now, actually, what is our strategy? We always having sessions with our trainees. We always having parties. We always having interactive sessions, training sessions. We are working as a team. So it's quite so the other matter is the hello. I can hear. I think there was a technical issue, Johnny. Yeah, right. Thank you. And the other matter is the migration. So recent, I think 6 months back, one gentleman called and asked that he's going to migrate because of his father and also his family. So they are going to sell the business. And I actually didn't want to buy at this juncture because I had a lot of other things to do, opening up branches and need to give attention to the other areas. So I actually directed to a friend. Somehow, actually, he has bought the firm, but basically, I discussed the pricing because I don't want to discuss in detail to the valuation, how to value the acquisition of a business. No, we'll discuss in another date that. So even the migration is a reason you can. The seller may sell the business and also dispute with other partners and also regulatory requirements. You know, there are some businesses, they cannot actually, they don't have competence, right? I don't want to go in detail, it's not nice, but you know that some of the practitioners not having competence to run those type of businesses. Jani, can you, is it audible?
Someone, can I disturb you for a second? Like the audience wants the PPT to be shared, someone.
Sorry?
Your presentation slides are not visible to the audience, someone.
Oh, is it? How about now?
Not yet.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay, Jani, now it's okay, right?
We can see. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think there is a break about the power maybe. So that's why I'm sorry, all participants. So migration, I explained, then the dispute with the other partners, regular requirements, and available competence. So I think those are some of the reasons why the seller is the offer to sell the business. So the second point, key areas, assess the customer base and prospects. Now, before we buy a business, we need to assess the customer base, in the sense our clients, to whom you are going to deliver the job. And if I take you through, these are very carefully analyzed when you going to acquire, or even after you acquire the business, you need to very carefully analyze, and also you need to work on, meaning that when you are on the business, you need to understand always you acquired this firm. It's not a firm you have planted from the beginning, right? So acquired firm, because they are always comparing how the previous practitioner performed his their jobs. So therefore, we must be very careful how we are going to get the confidence about our clients, or how we are going to give or convince ourselves to the clients. It's a very big challenge. Now, even after you've done a lot of things, so many things, how much you say, how much you done job, they may say that, you know, we are not that happy, but he was the man, you know. Likewise, he was the man, meaning the previous practitioner. So that's how most of our target clients. So how confident are you on the ability to continue? When you acquire a firm, you can't say that you are going to close this after another 2-3 years, or you are going to sell this business for someone else. You should not show to your clients that you are not happy. That was a wrong decision. I'm not so much of happy that what the decision I took over. Likewise, no. Now you have bought the firm. Now you need to carry the firm, and you need to convince to your clients that you are confident. I am going to work for you for long. Why? When we start the auditing practice, basically audit practice, and also the consultancy service, is how much the clients are going to open for you. So therefore it's a very, very, very serious marriage that with the client. Also, like other partners when the partnership, but when you go to the client won't open otherwise. You don't know, if I share some experience, right? How much our clients are explaining, telling us not to send this boy, not to send this boy. Earlier partner was doing like this, someone, why don't you come and review the salaries? Why don't you come and review our the contents of the selling prices? Basically, when we do the transfer pricing assignments. So a lot of things. So therefore you must be very careful. Time is passing very fast, so I will take you very fast. I have 16 slides to go through. Quite interesting. Can we get the signed engagement? When you buy the firm, you need to understand how much you can got the confidence that the particular clientele will carry with you or will engage with you for at least 3, 4, 5 years to you to get the rate of return. Right? Otherwise, you cannot actually settle if you have finance through a loan, finance through any other methods of financing other than the equity what you have. So then you need to settle. So therefore, you must be very careful before you buy the business. Why? You see that whether you can get the engagement letter signed. Some of the clients, they have never seen engagement letters. What is engagement letter, they might ask. Even sometimes I'm very sad to say, practitioners even ask that, okay, I don't know engagement letter, you prepare and bring it, I will give them and sign for you. This is how they talk. Right? Our practitioners, they say, okay, you prepare and bring it, I will ask them to sign and give it to you. Then, so that's a sort of a business understanding, business arrangement. So you need to look into that as well. Then the thorough check on the current billings. You need to look into the active clients and the inactive clients. There are clientele bringing hell of schedule, right? Big schedule, but most of are not actually active clients. They are inactive. Only the outstanding. You have not seen. So you must be very careful, right? Assess the customers. Do we have pending payments, right? There are some clients, current bills they have paid, but previous bills they have not paid, like some other businesses. You must be very careful when you need to evaluate those. Then how many clients are serving more than one job? Very interesting point. There are some businesses, there are some clients, they offer for the practicing firm, not only the auditing engagement, but also some other engagement or the businesses, like secretarial services, like tax consultancy, some other arrangement. And the practitioner also should be smart based on the ethical framework, how you are going to manage those kinds of businesses. You cannot actually target only the auditing engagement, no, not that. You must be very careful how you are going to tackle the particular client or the company or the proprietor or the partnership or any other businessman. You need to create opportunities you to get into. Now, because of this changes coming in the regulatory background framework, some of the clients are refusing the audit. They don't want, they say, no, I don't want to do the audit. So there are a lot of other things to be done, that they are the cash flow management, the preparation of the proposals to obtain the loans, prepare business plans, prepare forecasts for their targeted customers, and also handle their debtors, handle their stocks, lot of jobs. You can't just stick on the auditing engagement when you acquire business. Don't look at that aspect and give the price. No, right. So then how many serving? More than one job. Then are there groups, family? Yes. Now there are some companies you may come across. Company, the one company having group having different companies, but those are very individual companies. Directors are common. Business nature of business are common. It's a family business, but based on the, I don't know whose consultation and all, also whether what ground they have made up, number of companies. So when you see one company in your target list may be inactive, but some companies in the same group may be active. So you need to concentrate from the active clients, can I gain? And also, if I am competent, if I am a very sound person to manage these businesses, even inactive clients, you will be able to active after some time. So that's one. Then the there are clients who are living, and yeah, that you must be very careful whether any relationship with your staff, because when you buy the staff, I'm going to talk to you in the next slides. When you buy a company, you must make sure, are you going to take over the staff of that practice? So when you are going to take over the staff of that practice, you must be very careful what sort of relationships are having our staff and also this audit engagement or the practicing firm, right? Then I think we will have other sessions to go in detail all these subjects or the staff engagement and all. And some other businesses, the last point, are there clients who work? Yeah. Now, you know, some of the practicing firm, all their clients having not only auditor, but also they have consultants. Again, another practitioner, again, another CA, a very senior gentleman, right? So auditor is there, tax consultant is there, and another practitioner is there, who is a consultant, and that he is the person go for the company, and he is the go for the, so those clients or everything only disclosed to him. Even sometimes they don't disclose to their wife or children. Disclose to our chartered accountant, who is a very senior member, and he looks after everything on behalf of the your targeting client. So you must be very careful, and also you better always consult those people also if it is possible, right? But you must be very, very careful. Then objectives of the buyer also a matter to consider. What do you mean objective? Now, objectives are quite different. Like for an instance, my objective will be objective that I would like to talk, say, boss or sir or some other, addressing others. I don't like to say so, sir, for everyone. So that's an ego issue. So so these circumstances also, they want to, go for a practicing firm, open up a practicing firm, and they want to, practice themselves, and they are the boss, they are the people. So egos are there. One of the big one I have seen. Therefore, they believe that they can run the practicing, but it is not right. You must think about what you can do. You must be very, very careful. What you can do, what you cannot do, right? So I don't say that I am not discouraging, but you must be very careful, right? Because that should come, as I said at the beginning, the passion and, accent and all these things come, bottom of your heart, and there should be some sort of the history of your, you're born that there is a, doing business with the help of other people. It's a challenge. So so therefore you must be very careful. And also what will happen to your business after 5 years, you must always need to evaluate along with your the facility you took over to finance this, that also a matter. Then the whether you, if you have children, if you are very matured people, because some of the very senior practitioners or partners or the chartered accountants asking from me, and someone, can I join you, or can I have a practice, a very old practice, can I, because I'm going to retire now, so so is it possible for me, because my of the buyers to buy or acquire a firm. Then the foreign conglomerates, you, because of you were in the foreign culture, so you want to merge with some of the foreign collaborate, explore or expose yourself to the foreign culture, and that you like. So therefore, that is also one of reason. And also opening up branches, going around, travel around the country, and helping children or the students, and also the SME or the entrepreneurs in the country. So that also a reason you to open up a business or buying a practice. Then the teach students, and then background. Now, if you see the key areas one by one, if you seriously go through, you must be very seriously go through that and understand that how important those areas what I discuss. Then the background it's little different. Now, background of the business meaning. Now, you see there are some practicing firms, they carry their business very different kinds of places. It is not nice if I say some small places, there are a small audit firm, like a lawyer's firms, right? But their clients fond of to stay there and come. They like to come and have a plain tea, and they like to come and sit and discuss with the practicing chartered accountant, and spend some time. So that's a different nature and the culture of that firm. So same like me now. When I bought the firm, I thought actually to buy the business premises also, and it was a very huge challenge, right? Even my friend told us, "Be careful, my dear. It's a huge investment." But I realized after 2-3 years, all these clients, they like to come and just stay here, just stay. They don't meet us. They just come and spend time in some of the places, floors. When I asked that, do you want any help, or can I help you? Nothing. They just come and sit and discuss, and they wait for their time, then they spend time and have a cup of tea and discuss with so it's a sort of a arrangement. So therefore you must be very careful the premises. So which I wanted to highlight in the. So then some other the major point is the business registration certificate. Business registration certificate, most of the I can't say most, let's say I have seen, if you ask BR of those practicing firms, even some of the firms, like I have actually brought up these certificates. I think you can't see registration, certificate as an accountant in the register of companies, and also your firm, not done. So we must review these things. So we must be very carefully review and see that, because I'll tell you why it is very important, especially when come to the right. Then how many partners are there? Then do they visit clients? Some of the cases, they don't like meeting clients. They don't like meeting clients. Right? Why they don't like meeting clients? The firm you are going to buy, also a firm bought someone else. So both practitioners may not see the particular client, right? And as a result, the client you are going to buy or the practitioner you are going to buy also not willing to tell, okay, no, you don't need to go and him. You do filing return, filing and addressing those quarterly payments and do the audit. Those are enough. You understand? So therefore, some people, they don't like to, meet, but you must be very smart and try to understand that client and try to approach that client before you place your price, right? And also make sure that you are going to buy a practicing firm or some of the clients, that's mean some of the bunch of clients they say, okay? So must be very careful. Bunch of clients. It's not an entity, bunch of clients. Let's say 150 companies, now they make into clusters. There are business strategies now in the market I have come across. There are 50 clients they are selling at this price, 100 clients selling this price, 150 clients selling this price. So likewise, they are having some cluster wise, they try to sell to the incoming or the buyer. So they must be very careful. You must really evaluate, is it a proprietorship? Has it been registered under the particular practicing firm, or the tax files open under that firm, or any tax representatives? So these things you need to go into detail and make sure that before you buy, you are not going to just buy the client or the company or the company you are going to audit. No, you need to see to which company, which practitioner those companies attached to. So therefore, you must be very careful. And type of engagement they have. It is quite interesting. As I explained earlier, don't go and quote your price only for auditing engagement. There are various kinds of businesses you can have, right? Some of the factories, they don't have cost department, right? I have done. So factories, they don't have cost department, they outsource. So we give our service from our consulting firm that how to calculate their price per product and how to evaluate their price with the market, do the research and offer the job. It is quite very valuable businesses, and your trainees get more knowledge, right? You no need to only concentrating the auditing and accounting standard Bible and concentrate auditing only. But you need to think about it, how you are going to train your trainees. That you need to have. So what I'm trying to say, see the particular company or the practicing firm, their composition of clients having different kinds of businesses pertain to the particular company or the client. So therefore, you evaluate that aspect also, not only the auditing engagement. Auditing engagement may be only 35,000, 40,000, but when you go in detail, particular client evaluate, you can see how much the particular the practitioner, existing practitioner, earn for the particular year. I'm within millions sometimes. So therefore, you must evaluate that. Then how is the existing partnership share? Existing partnership sharing, profit or loss, chartered account, being chartered accountant, those aspects. But I brought up, there are issues when you come to the filing returns, and if it is a partnership return, you need to look into if you are going to run with the same firm like me. I bought this firm. A name and the same name I'm carrying, so my tax file also under the same name. When you go to the other places, the name is same name, and so therefore you must be careful, and you need to get the clearance before you while you are buying the business. So then very mutual understanding you should have, and also you need to have the some of the clients, practicing firms, they have other practices, other practices in the, now in my firm, even we have BPO, where different directors and when are chartered accountants, and they have registered, and the secretarial arm, all these covering the ethical framework, and also the taxation practice, not only compliance work, some other work, taxation. So business arrangements, these are not only, but when I bought only, this is a chartered accountant firm, auditing and taxation. Now we have expanded, right, based on the requirement in the market, based on the requirement in the overseas, our international arm, which I have actually engaged with IEC in it. So see whether any other arms they have or the business model they have. Then, as I explained, the business premises, I brought up at the beginning because it's quite interesting topic, business premises, and also the see whether the particular staff, if you are going to take over, next slide I will go in detail, see whether the termination benefits being paid, completed, and they are happy. And if not, you must make sure before you buy, before you quote your price, those things should be paid off. And any outstanding liabilities, see whether any local authorities liabilities, see whether any tax revenue and all other authorities, whether there are liabilities to pay, especially when you come to the earlier, there were some need to pay VAT right before this threshold come. So they need to pay VAT, but they are, when you buy a business, there may be outstanding liabilities, VAT. So you must be very careful all these, those aspects as well. Then I explained that any relationship with the staff, see that part also in detail, and the part whether those staff offered some part-time jobs, you need to look into. Now, importance of existing staff. Now, this is a big challenge again. Now, what is the importance? Now, some of the clients are used to work with these staff. They don't want to change year by year. They don't want to get totally different staff. So even though the practicing owners are changed, they don't want to staff to change, because understanding the client, gathering the information, and risk areas, all these things, the particular staff members who were in the existing firm, they know very well than the new firm. So therefore, you must be diplomatically, as a business strategy, you need to think with the particular staff you require to continue this business, and don't give any some sort of termination big benefits and go with your new staff and I need this person, I don't want this. No, don't do that. It's not a wise decision, I must tell you, right? And continue with the existing business strategies. You know, you must be very smartly, you need to handle unusual relationship with the clients, our staff. It's not because of anything else. That's the culture they had earlier. So you need to change that culture. That is where you are a new buyer or new acquirer or new practitioner. So you cannot go and complain, how he has brought up. No point. No need complaining. You set up your business the way you want, but make sure that to setting up the business, you need people. Though how those people composition, think about it, right? So I think that's enough for on that complete ongoing jobs. Before you know meaning of the ongoing jobs, in the sense there are some cases, it has gone to the Court of Appeal, it has gone to the before that on the appeal process, and also under the discussion process. All these things you need to look into seriously and analyze and prepare a list of working before you go and think about it, and see whether the particular staff involvement or those staff are still there. Get those staff. Okay, you may be sometimes need to pay more, but can't help. You need those staff because you are going to get the challenge and also huge risk inside pertaining into. So therefore, you must be very careful when you analyze those type of businesses and also those type of pending cases. You need those staff. Otherwise, you can't get the file and understand. Never. You cannot do that. You must be very talented person. You must be very knowledgeable person, but it's totally different ball game on that, working with our regulators. So therefore, you must be very careful. Then the quick solution for quick staff recruitments, don't go for that immediately, right? You can think about it, quick recruitments, but you must adapt yourself to the staff you are going to take over. So if you are going to put more people, it's tough. So let first yourself get into those staff, and thereafter you try to recruit one by one with the blessings of the existing staff. They realize that we cannot do based on the someone's based on the this that's his expectation is more, so therefore we need more people, so therefore we need different kinds of trained people, different kinds of knowledgeable people. So then the staff themselves come and say, so shall we go to recruitment like a technically very sound person, so because we don't know how to prepare engagement, we don't know IFRS, we don't know accounting standard, auditing standard that much. We were trying to prepare a set of finance statement based on the tax requirement. So therefore, so now your expectation is a little different and totally different some of the areas. So therefore, shall we get some sort of, so that's the opening you give with the blessings for those people. So that you need to make sure that you do very nicely. And this is don't forget, this is a change management. So you know very well, more than 100 people, 135 or 150 people who have connected here now, you know what is change management, and you must be very careful. Change management is very much important, especially this type of organization. It's not like producing a product and selling to the market or export to the market. This is a game of mind setting, always mind setting. People work with the people. Tomorrow, when the client come and say, if I came someone early morning and I stayed on the bench around 1 hour, no one talked to me. No, it's a tough task. But if you had the old person, they don't go and talk. The client come and talk to the staff. So you must be very careful. So therefore, the staff recruitment and existing staff and also new staff recruitment, you must be very careful. Tax issues and all I explained, and ROC matters, register of company matters. So you must be very careful on those, what are the pending cases there. So therefore, you must be handled diplomatically and very intelligently. Importance of existing staff, I have listed down, work with the present staff, know the history of the status, promotion, staff promotion procedure, salary increment, government rules and regulations, customer relationship, and the retirement benefit. Yeah, I explained these things. So then continuity of existing clients. Now, this is also very serious. I don't have much time, I believe, now 4:32. Business premises, again, the same is the continuity. That's how the client is, even though there is no parking, they come and stay, because they come to this place, they are used to it. So therefore they come and they know where to park, and they know there is no parking place, and they get time and arrange, and they like the place, right? And also the brand name, you need to make sure that whether you are continuing with the same brand name or different, right? And professional fees, must be very careful again. Why? When you buy, you need to make your mind clear. You are not going to increase very soon the fees. No. You need to understand you can increase only with the consent of the previous practitioner, plus how you are going to build up the relationship with the clients or the companies or the finance director or the owner or the board of directors. You cannot, until that, you need to make sure that you run the business, you run the organization, you carry the process. No changing. Okay, this month we charged 10,000, next month I'm going to charge 11,000, so 100,000, 100. No way. Don't think like that. You never receive, you lose the client. Okay, so therefore you must be very careful. And also you always discuss with the client and see the feedback forms. Get whether they are happy. Always talk to them, because they were working with someone else for years. And make sure that you are very happy with you working, and also with your new staff, also with your old staff. What is the culture change? What is the methods you need to change for the requirement of the new client? Right. So then, you must, one strategy I always use, I think I brought up from the my senior partners, maybe actually my phone is always on, but there are cases where I may not be able to return the call, but definitely I have a passion of returning call, or else WhatsApp or message. So you had I had a call from you, anything, if you need any urgent. So it's quite interesting, and they reply. but they don't send a message. They just call and just say, I see only a missed call. So very difficult to delegation of work in the new firm. It is very tough. So you don't need to delegate the work. You need to work yourself because you are going to understand the client. You cannot delegate to your managers, directors. When some clients are asking jobs from you, you need to attend. You need to call for the files, and you need to look into the files, and you need to work with the practice, not the manager or not the any other directors or someone else on behalf of the clients. You call and understand yourself. It is very tough actually. Even my case, it is tough. But end of the day, then only they will be with you. Otherwise, they leave you. So you have spent money, right? So therefore, don't forget. So you need to keep them with you, and the practitioner should make the final call decision. Yeah. So these major points. And also now, after you bought, what are you going to do? Are you going to do the same practice what the other partner were doing, or you are going to change the business? Need to think. According to myself, the history of my career, I have worked with the international firms. I have worked with I have worked then the PwC, then the BDO, right? So even sometimes in KPMG when I was in South Africa, very short period of time working with the engagement. So the culture and also the pattern is ended up with ethical background. We need to bring the status of the business into a different platform. Now, from my firm, even call for a lot of from the monetary board interviews, right? Monetary board call for the interviews, right? A lot of SBs they are calling, and we need to train our staff, and we need to have our files ready them to review. It's tough, it's challengeable. But earlier when I bought this firm, it was not like that. Right? I'm not quite sure whether a single file has gone through. So therefore, you must gradually, but don't do it immediately. Don't do it immediately. Don't do it immediately. You can't do it. You are going to lose the business. Take your time, at least 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Start at 3 years. Third year. Always think about your investment plus the practice. Practice meaning investment, understand, you have spent money, you agree, but the practice meaning the way the previous practitioner has gone through with the clients or the companies. They don't like change, those things. They don't want to sign engagement letters. What is this? Throw away. Letter of representation, no way. Change the method of getting those representation letters. Change the method of those engagement letters signed. Send an email. Make the email contents in the engagement letter. It's a way of you are managing your client. Get the letter of representation at the end. If you can't get a very formal letterhead, get the engagement letter or the representation letter through an email. That is sort of a representation letter. You can prove it. Right? There are a lot of legal cases. There are a lot of pending cases. You need letter of representation, issue the audit opinion. You can't issue otherwise. So get the other way. Don't print and nicely like our letters and seal and send it, throw into the basket. Understand? So you must be very, very careful on those aspects. And also try to engage with the client. Make sure that you are planning meeting at the client, not at office. Go with them, talk to them and tell them we are going to start audit. We are going to start Mr. So-and-so on this date audit. Sally, could you kindly put your accountant also to our meeting? Very nicely, diplomatically put it. The second meeting or the third meeting, the director also like to listen what we are talking, and they also try to contribute. They join gradually, but not the first year, not the second year. I said at least 3 years. So you have the parallel way of investment plus that other approach. So you can't do that immediate changes, and that's end of your business as well as into your practice. So gather, corroborate. There are a lot of circumstances I have come across. They don't give the copy of the title deed. They don't give the copy of the valuation report. They don't want to give some other debtors confirmation methods of we are verifying. No, they don't want. What you should do, you work through this way they much, easier, convenient to the client. Put a WhatsApp note, message, get a message printed here, put to the working paper file. You understand? So that's those, and also the inventory verification. I have seen a lot of audit private limited small clients calculating the GP margin based on the stock, how much is, and all these things, blah, 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 happening, but don't do continuously those aspects. You are a chartered accountant, you are a professional and ethical background person, so you must be bring to those, to the umbrella, and make sure that you do the observation of stocks according to the auditing standards, and do the right modification, do the right emphasis of meta paragraphs, especially when it comes to the going concern and all. Try to teach to the client. They are very, a lot of clients, they like to learn. So therefore, you try to teach them. It's quite interesting when you teach them. They, okay, it's a good one. I will make sure that next time, actually not to make any losses for the some of the specific product area, they won't actually make it profit. So likewise, you try to teach them. They are happy to hear. Only thing that previously what has happened, the practitioner has not visited to the client, practitioner has not arranged meetings. He has done the way he wants about the business of someone else, and they file the return. If someone say no, I like to debate. That is how they have done. The client doesn't know how his return is going to the department. So therefore, you must be very, very careful when handling the client's business, and you can very nicely together can do the business, right? Then, as I explained, the new business model. Now you see the regular staff meeting, then the train with the technical presentations. I normally start training sessions at 7:30 in the morning. Everyone should come. No one get into the room after 7:30. Even the 15 staff, it is enough. What are the training things we are doing? Very small ones. IS 16 or the 2 LKS2 inventory, property plant equipment verification, working papers, how to talk to the client, how to address, how you are complete your training records, different kinds of topics, 2 weeks time. But 7:30 to 8:30. 8:30 they should leave to the client places and they should start working on. Very tough. That's how we learn the same way, right? And then you identify the best performer, and also you identify the you put in place in the KPIs, and also you have a proper training arrangement, methods, strategies. Have your HR manager always on. A lot of people are doing, staff are doing things, so therefore you must be very carefully handle those kids, right? So then attending client matters. Must be very careful. I explained throughout, always, have the proper communication and look at their needs. Always, some clients are telling me, actually, someone, how do you focus my expectation? Now, on Tuesday, he was sending a voice message for my to my phone, and he was asking, Mrs. Saman, I don't have money, but there is a offer from the one of the buyer, and it's a big business, but I don't have money, but I need to put up a little advance status about his R&D division. So I told, okay, concentrate on and then I told him, not only R&D division, Mr. So-and-so, you want to put the canteen, you want to put the security office, and all these things. And he was telling, how do you know that all these things? You need to predict, you need to anticipate, you need to think about what he's expecting, and you need to manage his business. If you can't manage this business, you cannot carry. So I told you have so much of loans, so much of debts. So don't go for everything. Now because of you to buy this thing, or the offer for this demand. So you only go and expand the R&D division, and because he wants to recruit a very super one which he has come across in the market, so he want to recruit, and also based on that cubicle putting up and all these things, structure should be placed. Okay, I told, okay, invest that one, doesn't matter, but you have the returns. But gradually, other things we will look into. So likewise, you need to be a problem solver for the your client, and also when as much as possible have to communicate day and night, or evening, or once a week, or twice a week, or monthly, just to listen to them, talk to them, and they will start talking to you. Right. And the strategies for the expansion, yeah, quite interesting. My methods is actually strategies. One is objective, is the social responsibility. One is the CSR. That's why actually I'm going out of Colombo and opening up. There are a lot of students who are around in the country. No training, no places for them to do the training. No one is recruiting them, and they are actually stuck with not only chartered accountancy students, but also university students, SLATE, HNDA, any other, training, the courses, not only chartered students. I'm not targeting only the chartered students, but that's my core. Somehow they are doing chartered. So if you go to the Polonnaru, you can see, I think I have around 17 staff. I think 12 staff are chartered corporate level students. 3 are business level, and other 5 or 6 are technical and the SLIT students. So don't target only those students, because different kinds of thinking, attitude, and also knowledge, especially knowledge. SLIT student having, and also the slim students, they are having different kinds of marketing tactics which you can use for your day-to-day business as well. So identify new opportunities, leverage, and also international expansion, adding new locations in the country. So customer acquisition. So there are a lot of thinking and partnerships. Now, example, partnership in the sense some of the firms are coming and asking that, can we engage you, can we merge with you? And so I want to get your training sessions. I want to get your tax part. So we will merge on this. So there are discussions going on. There are opportunities actually, but you need to give quality service. You must be very careful that if you don't give the quality service with the updated knowledge, you may not be able to sustain in the business. You must be very careful. You can't just bluff, and you can't just sign a set of accounts, and you can't just prepare a set of accounts and pass and get fees done. No way. I'm sorry, my dear friends. That is not today. Is not that trend. Today, our clients, our company owners, our partners, our proprietors, our business community are well aware, very well educated than some of the, I must say, technical people. So opening branches, and that's actually one of my vision from my little age. I want to go around in the country. I want to go around and see around in the country what are those people are doing. I want to engage. When I go to Polonnaru, I try to buy some paddy fields even. I want to help those, actually not to me to supply rice for my family, but to help those people. There are people, they don't have money. What is the problem of not having money, right? But how much you have, if you can share something, something, it is, I'm thinking, huge for them. So it's not only the running a practicing firm, what type of businesses I got into during the pandemic. Actually, I was helping. It's not my core business. I was helping to the people. They are running that business very well. I helped. I put up a hotel. I put up a courier business. I put up some other 2-3 businesses. All are lined up and nicely going on. I'm not actually partner or director or shareholder, nothing. But I help them. So they actually doing very well today. If you so therefore you need to engage, not to actually just to concentrate on the auditing practice, accounting practice, the proper business practice, and all these things. Look at other around aspects and invest if you can, and engage. You have actually time and opportunity and need to help people. So this is why actually the social responsibility at last coming. It actually should be, in my case, it should go on first, but that is there. If you have that type of, the vision or the mission thinking, definitely you will be actually ended up with a very nice platform. And every day you say, yes, you can do. Yes, I will help. You never say, no, I can't. Thank you, my dear friends. Open 449, Jani. Over to you, Jani.
very much, Saman. Thanks a lot for that insightful session. So in your whole session, what I really liked was, someone, you spoke about the people aspect a lot. You spoke about how you engage with your own employees, your clients, as well as the community services that you are doing, and how you actually gather all these community employees and the clients together. So it kind of builds a very nice bond between the community, between your internal stakeholders as well as the external stakeholders. And I'm sure all our participants would have benefited from this session today. I have a few questions that came from the participants, Saman. Let me take them first. So there was a question, you will keep on insisting about the fact, the importance of having engagement letters done prior to providing services to clients. So there were a few of the participants who wanted to know, particularly smaller firms, we always go ahead with providing services without engagement letters, and what kind of repercussions and any comments on that particular aspect of it was a question raised by many, Saman.
Jani, now, what is why engagement letter is required? When you get engaged into an auditing private limited liability company, it's a requirement according to the auditing standard. You need to engage, and repercussions are there itself in the standard, and you need to engage and you need to scope out your business. There shouldn't be any limitation scope, right? And at the end of the day, you must be able to express your opinion based on the engagement you made. Simple, that even any limited liability company, you should engage with the engagement letter specified by the auditing standard.
And also there was a question, how to do the valuation of the goodwill of the firm that you are acquiring?
That's a good and the big question. And it's a session. I said the value of the business is a session, right? If I give a very short answer, it's a long answer, and it's a 35 minutes, 45 minutes session. Jani, you need to look into all the aspects, goodwill. Now, let's say, I can't tell the name of the firm. Now, a particular partner or the practice carry in the market goodwill. There are some firms, they don't know actually. Is there a firm as such? Only when come to the audit institute, only they know that there is a firm as such. Right, so we need to calculate the normal way of cash flows and need to get that value. But before that, because of this is a partnership, you need to take into consideration the history of the client base and how much they have lost the clients, how much they have come and gone, right? And also the status. Now I can't say some of the I can't tell like that. Let me put this way. Now, if you go to the department, some people say, right? You understand? He is trying to do something somehow. That has tarnished the good deal, right? But then, when you are a buyer, are you going to pay on that? No. So therefore, it's a market study should be done, right? So therefore, it's not actually a straightforward answer. Okay, this is how you need to apply the free cash flow method. You apply the net asset basis, apply the book value basis. No, you need to evaluate and get the details out of them, and also need to talk to the clients. So it's a long process, Dani, but can help. If anyone individual, I will be able to help.
Thank you, Saman. I hope that would have been satisfactory to the person who questioned about it. And also there was a question on when we are targeting for a particular customer, if different engagements of that customer is done by different firms, and if you are targeting to have the co-engagement, will it create conflicts between the firms and with the party is a question that was raised, Saman.
I didn't hear you well, John. Sorry.
So which means if we are intending to approach a client or a target client, if that client is having different types of services which handled by different audit firms as well, but if you go and target for the main engagement, for the co-engagement, while different firms are providing some other different services, will it create kind of a conflict between the firms? Is a question.
No. There is no such, but make sure that as we discussed at the beginning, as you raised the first question, engagement letter. You engage with the right engagement, make sure that your scope is clear. Different kinds of practitioners can get into the corporate and they can engage different kinds of businesses, but make sure that your engagement is not testing by someone else. No. Now, let's say for an instance, the ABC Private Limited auditing for the 21-22 is engagement auditor is you. It's not going to give to someone else. No. You understand? But there may be some internal audit, some other engagement, some other practitioners. There is no harm. So let them do their job and we do our job. So there is no, even we, I mean, all the firms are like that. They do different kinds of businesses. There is no conflict. But when you do the different kinds of business in your audit engagement, you must be careful whether you are independent to do that job or not.
Understood. Okay, all right. And then also
hope my answer is clear. Huh?
It is.
Okay, thank you.
And also this question was raised by many, whether it's a mandatory requirement to get registered under company of register, was a question raised.
Yes. You cannot sign accounts. I have come across when I do the Viva and all lot of things in the institute activities, when I raise the question, they are not aware. I have told several meetings, even previous meetings, members relation committee, I raised this question. So our practitioners, there are 100 dots now still in the lineup. So make sure that you must be registered as an accountant in the register of company. Then only you can place your signature on the audit report. The specimen of your signature should be registered with the register of company.
Clear, Saman, clear to us. And also,
and for that you need to get the practice certificate. For that you need to get the practice certificate from the institute. Along with that, there is an application. So you submit, and the registrar of company will release the certificate called certificate of registration. That is for the firm and also the accountant. For the firm and accountant, both they give. I have actually brought up here, but I don't know whether you can see. So these are the certificates. These I have seen. These are not there.
It's clear. Also, Saman, as we are running out of questions, there were some more areas also to be clarified from you, as the area is so interesting. So if I were to ask you, like, when compared with these larger audit firms, probably the IT infrastructure system and the setup and everything might not be stronger in a smaller firm comparatively. How can we make sure that the quality of the audit procedures and the audit controls are not compensated due to the lack of existence of a proper IT infrastructure set up in a smaller firm, Saman?
Yeah, good question, Jani. A very timely one at the moment. Now, most of even the smaller clients. Is it audible, Jani? You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, even the smaller companies or the clients, we say our company's clients, they also have a proper setup of IT, basically because of this pandemic situation came up. You need to see that what extent and how you are going to trust on those controls. You can't just give up those controls. You need to evaluate. Now, before this pandemic, your argument is right. But during this pandemic, there are a lot of IT controls brought to those smaller clients. And they actually tend to make it the compulsory, and also, paying salaries, paying their payments. They all go through the bank transaction. We must evaluate those things and see that what extent we can go on the basis of control testing. Right? Unless you evaluate because of that nature or the habit of our mindset, or they are small clients and they don't have IT and all these things. No. Now actually they have a different culture and different values. Even the managing director, even the director, they approve through the systems now, right? So we must now sit and see. Now yesterday I got open in the engagement. They said now our SAP is totally completed, installed. Now you can do the audit, someone, not to worry. They didn't say you to control the test and all. They don't know those. But you being the practitioner, make sure that whether we can now test those controls and rely on at a certain extent. Then your detailed, detailed testing you can minimize. So the answering your question, it's depend. And the way you are approaching the client and the way you are gathering information about the client, and decide yourself based on the size, nature, and also, timing all these transactions, how you are going to, approach the particular audit. If it is a purely a financing nature, money brokering, and all these sums of the clients, especially you need to go through the system. So what the corroborative evidence you need to look into? Nothing. So you go and see whether the owner management business always dominated by the managing director. So what else we need? It has itself controls prevail. So go and trust on those after evaluating to the extent of your judgment. That's my answer.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Saman. Just one last question. Throughout your session, you use this word self-confidence or being confident quite often, like more than 10, 15 times. Just tell us, being a practitioner, how self-confident you should be prior to taking this kind of a decision and moving ahead with this kind of a decision.
I like very much to answer this question, Jani. Thank you so much asking these questions, and I'm a happy man today. Actually, why I happy man? I had the confident. Somehow I reached this level one day. I'm so much confident to go and even explore or expose to another big business. Why? You must be honest. You must maintain your integrity. You must not accept if you are not competent. Always outsource or get your other expertise service and your behavior. So you must work with the very much care. If you don't work with very care, I told that attend yourself to the client work. You should not delegate to someone else. You must attend. If you don't attend, that's the due care we need to have. If you don't attend yourself, if you delegate to someone else, you never get success. So the success story, as Tishan said, that we work together from the little age. Today, actually, all our friends, even our other friends, they are working very much confidently. Why? We became entrepreneurs. Thanks God for our all senior partners who taught us, and we are actually running the business with very much what do you call? I don't see Jani huge profit, huge multi-millionaire, a big business. No, we don't want. We've been the practitioners. How much you earn, satisfy yourself, be happy yourself. When you to be happy, you must be confident what you are doing, what you are working on. So that there are a lot of cultures coming in, mother and other things, and your religion and all will come together. All these confident to build up the confidence. So all together, Jani, if you don't confident, you cannot stand in front of anyone.
Thank you so much, Saman. Thanks a lot. You've been infusing a lot of self-confidence in us also today. So I hope for all the participants today, it could have been really an insightful session. Whoever who are thinking of acquiring a firm or moving from your corporate life and moving towards being a practitioner, it could have been such an insightful session. On behalf of all the participants, let me thank you once again, Mr. Saman Sridhar, for your valuable time, for dedicating your valuable time for us and giving all your thoughts, sharing all your thoughts with us today. With that, we can conclude our session today. So we will very soon meet you with our third session of the same webinar series, which is going to happen on 25th of March. We will get back to you with more information. Up until we meet all of you back again, take care, goodbye, stay safe, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you.